I was around 20 years old that I read an article about a person that I bring on stage right now. As long in this industry as he is. I'm 30 years in this industry now, he's 35 years. He has 5 years in front of him and he won't stop. That's the problem. How can he do that? He made his way up to the number 1 of the 86 million people industry. Active 86 million people industry. So he's the number 1 influencer of 86 million people. The best thing is, how old is this company? What do you think? How old is our company? Huh? 18 months. We are 18 months old, and we arranged that we have the number 1 out of our industry speaking to you on stage today. Therefore, I want you to get up with your butt from your seat with a very, very loud, warm welcome, the number 1 of network marketing, Mr. GoPro, my friend Eric Worre. Come on stage, please.
Have a seat, sit down. I know you've been going all day.
Yeah, thanks.
Keep the lights up though, because I'm going to be moving around a bit. I'm excited for you. I don't understand everything, but I'm excited for you. I've been around the network marketing profession for 35 years. I'll give you my brief little bio. I'm not going to go into it because I want to share some ideas that I think might be helpful for this room. Because I will tell you, here's what I think. This room, I wish I could take a picture right here of this room, because it's going to be legendary. You ever see the old picture, like the old pictures of the 7 guys who started Microsoft? That kind of thing? That's what this room's going to be like. I'm telling you. But there's going to be 2 different stories. There's going to be 2 groups. One group that says, I was there. I was in the room. See, there's me in the picture. And I left and I did all the things that they told me to do, and I totally changed my life, and I changed the world, and I led a revolution and all that stuff. The greatest decision, greatest day ever. And then there's going to be another group that says, I was there. And I could have done it, and I should have done it, but I went home and I didn't do it. There's going to be 2. I just don't know which one you're going to be in. You know? Who knows? We're going to find out, right? Next year, 2 years, 3 years is going to tell the story. Easy to get excited under the chandeliers. Easy to get excited in the opera house. But then you got to go home and do the work. Right? So look. Network marketing isn't perfect. I'll tell you that straight up. And I hope they can bring the lights up because I'm going to move around. I don't like staying on stage very much. Network marketing isn't perfect. I'll tell you that right now. It's judged. It's misunderstood. Right? It's completely confusing to most people. People will roll their eyes at you. Your family might give you a hard time. People will say, you're involved in what? But here's what I will tell you also. If you have an entrepreneurial bone in your body, There is no better vehicle for an entrepreneur, the average person, than what network marketing provides. Period, end of story, end of debate. There is no debate. I'd be willing to debate anyone, anytime, anywhere on the subject. You line up an entrepreneurial venture that somebody can start from their home, and you tell me what the income opportunity is, how much they have to invest, how much support is available, how flexible it is. You line up all those things, and then I'll line up network marketing. Network marketing crushes all those things. It crushes all of it. Show me where you can get involved for a less initial investment than this. Show me where you can get more support than this. Show me what is more flexible than this. Show me that something that has a higher upside than this. But your upside is only limited by your imagination and your ability to go to work. Show me, please. I'd love to see it. It doesn't exist. You like my shoes? Yeah, we both have blue shoes. It doesn't exist anywhere in the world, man. Nowhere. So you got the best vehicle, but having the best vehicle is not enough. Okay? You have to be the right person with the right vehicle. Okay? If you're taking notes, I want you to write down a word that makes network marketing special, a word that you cannot create wealth without this word, or without this concept. The word is leverage. The ability to create leverage. Talk to any wealthy person in the world. They cannot become wealthy without leverage. The ability to, you as a leader, here's how leverage is created inside of our business. If you build a network of 1,000 people, now you're only one of 1,000. You can You can't get wealthy trading time for money. A few people can. I mean, if you're the biggest footballer in the world, yeah. If you're the biggest musical artist, yeah, they're trading time for money, but they still have leverage. They just get it a different way. The TV rights and the endorsements, and they make one album and it gets copied a billion times. That's how they can attract a higher level of income. But we're special, what we have here. It's special. Now, I want to talk to you about a couple trends, because I have a unique view of what we do inside of this business. I see everything. I see it all. And it's a very interesting time in network marketing. I'll tell you why. One of the biggest trends is the attraction of massive amounts of customers. Now, when I first got involved in network marketing 35 years ago, it was really network-based, not so much customer-based. Build a network of distributors, product sells, commissions happen, you get leverage. Today, it's shifted. And now it's attract lots and lots of customers, lots and lots of users, lots and lots of participants, and then over time, upgrade them into builders. That's one of the newest, biggest trends in the world. One of the healthiest, by the way. Another big trend is a little bit controversial to some. I believe there's the rise of digital products. Mm-hmm. Products through education, through the blockchain, through lots of different ways and sources, and companies are trying to figure it out. Product companies, people trying to sell this, you know? They're selling this, but they're trying to figure out, can I add something digitally to that? In addition. It's a race right now. Who's going to, in this interesting stage in the world, who's going to win the race? Mm-hmm. That's the interesting thing. Who's going to be first? Who's going to crack the code? You know, if you're old enough to remember, a lot of young people here in the room, if you remember the dot-com craze, the dot-com bubble, there was winners that came out of that, and there was losers, right? There's people who figured it out, and then people who didn't innovate. I will tell you right now, without question, there's never been a time in network marketing where apathy will be more punished than right now. Never. And there's also never been a time where innovation will be more rewarded. Mm-hmm. So it takes courage, though. You know, we'd like to kind of do what we've always been doing. You know, learning new things is not always comfortable. Learning new strategies is not always fun. Right? What you're embarking on is so ambitious. I mean, the numbers they were talking about. So ambitious. But let me just first of all tell you this, okay? For the people in this room that want to win, and who in this room wants to win in this company? There's a price that you're going to have to pay. Mm-hmm. This will not be a free ride. There will be sacrifice involved. There will be pain involved. There will be patience needed. There will be stumbles along the way. Not everybody's going to make it. So if I could try and describe it to you, I asked them if they had a flip chart. They didn't have one in an opera house, of course not. But if you can imagine, right? Imagine a jungle. Can you imagine a jungle? Like Indiana Jones is on one side, and on the other side is success. All he's got is he's got a machete. He's the first one. He wants to get to success. If he wants to be successful and get through the jungle, because once he starts going through the jungle, cutting his way through, there's going to be quicksand. You've got to watch out for that. There's going to be snakes and spiders and mosquitoes, and there's going to be lions, and there's going to be all kinds of stuff that wants to kill him. Arrows coming out of nowhere. There's going to be attacks, right? So first thing he's got to do if he wants to get to the other side is he's got to get some people come with him. Here, this table, come with me. Come on, you go in front, you go in back. I'll stay in the middle. Right? Let's cut our way through. And here's what's going to happen. You're going to get, some of you are going to get part way into the jungle and you're going to go, this is not for me. There's no room service here. This is really uncomfortable. You're like, you guys have fun. I'm out. There's going to be other people. We all go together, and all of a sudden somebody just disappears. Where are they? We don't know. Like a rope comes down, shoot, they're gone. Not everybody's going to make it through. Some people are going to get halfway through and get bitter. They got a few arrows in the back. You know, they're like, you know, they're limping. I still believe in the dream. Right? What's the truth? You got to be tough. At this stage of a company, you have to be tough as nails. This is not a place for weak people. This is not a time for weak people. That time will come, but it's not today. Some people complaining, where's the bathroom halfway through the jungle? You got to figure it out. Grab the right leaves, you know, don't grab the wrong leaves. Now, you get through, you get to the prize, you will have earned it.
Yes.
You will have earned it. Okay? But I'm here to tell you right now, it's not going to be smooth. Network marketing works perfect until you add people to it. Then it gets complicated. And then you add technology to it. Okay. Do you think there might be a gap between people's expectation and reality for a while? Yes. A huge gap. And some of the people who are not prepared to go through the jungle, some of those people are going to say, yeah, but you said, yeah, but they don't even have translation in our language yet. Yeah, but, you know, it's too complicated. I clicked on the button and I didn't get an email. Right? Are you going to have that, yes or no?
Yes. All the time.
You're going to have it everywhere. Your biggest challenge is going to be managing expectations. People are going to have to learn how to discipline their disappointment. Because it's not going to be smooth. All things at early stage. The real entrepreneurs here in the room know what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
The reason why they're successful is they freaking earned it.
Yes, sir.
By doing things other people were not willing to do. Paying a price other people were not willing to pay.
Talk about
Not everybody made it with them through the jungle.
Kevin.
They were willing to accept the fact that people were laughing at them while they were going through the jungle. Half the arrows they got in the back were from their own people.
Woo! Brother, preach in the house. Preach.
But if you get through this first phase, okay, and it's like building a house. It's always going to cost twice as much and take 3 times as long. Building this thing, this dynasty that you're looking to build, is going to take longer than you think. And it's going to be bumpier than you think. And there's going to be more vines than you think. And there's going to be more quicksand than you think. And there's going to be more ferocious animals than you think. And there's going to be more haters than you think. And your best friend might not go with you. Even though they're in the room right now. you to imagine you've now cleared the road, right? You made a path. Now it's a rough path. You've chopped it down. You all chopped together. Some people say, hey, looks like they're going to make it. Let's go join them.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
That's
all right.
it.
People start following,
That's it.
you know, and they're all like proud, like they actually were the first one. No, they joined after you're 2/3 of the way through the jungle.
Talk.
But now you get through, you get to the other side. And now you have like, anybody ever grown up in the country? Anybody? You know those dirt roads that are like bumpy roads? They like shake your teeth out of your head roads? That's phase 2. That's what's coming after the jungle. Okay? Where you, in a car, you want to go fast, but it's not very pleasant. You're like, everybody's complaining. When are we going to pull over? This is too much. I'm tired of bouncing around. I want to go faster. I can't go faster. This sucks. I want to go faster. So that's phase 2. You can get more people through, right? It's still not pleasant. Like driving in Zimbabwe? Yeah? Here's phase 3. A superhighway, gorgeous, meticulous, lights, grass in between, painted lines, like the Autobahn. Go as fast as you want to go. Guess what everybody wants? They want a superhighway.
Uh-huh.
But here's the thing. For every dollar that's earned by a person that gets up, waits until it's a superhighway, person who gets on the dirt road and does it while it's a dirt road, it's not comfortable, they'll earn $10.
10x.
And for every person that's willing to go through the jungle, they'll earn 100.
100x.
So it's 100 times the return. If you're willing to go through the pain. But you have to be willing to do it. I don't know how many countries are represented here, but here's what I'm just going to tell you. It's worth it if you're tough. You have to be willing to do this even if you're the only one in your country. You have to be willing to do this even if your friend doesn't go with you. You have to be willing to do this even if your upline quits and goes to some other organization. You've got to be willing to do this regardless. One person who's really made a decision is a majority. One person who's really, that's the story of entrepreneurship. One person who's made a decision. And if their vision gets strong enough, they'll start to attract other people to make sacrifices in order to be able to do what needs to be done. So one of my big messages for you is you're on trend, okay? You're early, but you have to be tough. I want you to just sink it into your being. I'm going to be tough. I'm going to be tougher than anybody else. I'm going to outlast them. I'm going to have more stamina than they have, more resilience. Punch me in the face. Come on, bring it. Like Mike Tyson says, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. You all have a plan until you go home and try and explain this to somebody. So, if you're going to do this, right? Let me tell you what I would recommend. Leadership is everything. The most trained organization wins. The strongest leaders within that organization wins. So if I was you, I would make it an absolute priority to make sure that the people in my organization We're the highest trained people in the world when it comes to network marketing skills. The skills will make a career for you. The skills will create the tools for you to get through whatever obstacle might be in front of you. The skills. Learning how to find prospects, learning how to invite, learning how to present, learning how to follow up, learning how to close, learning how to get people started, right? Learning how to promote events. Learning how to identify somebody who has the potential of being a leader and then mentoring them into leadership. Pouring yourself into them. You want to live forever? Find somebody who's willing and pour a piece of yourself into them. Now here's the deal. The best trained organization wins for sure. And sometimes when you have momentum, you're like, oh, we don't need that much training. Here's what I will tell you. You can outgrow your leadership. You got something that works, all of a sudden you're going like this, but your leadership's down here. If your sales are like this and your leadership's down here, what has to happen? Sales have to come down. So start building leadership now. Okay? Start identifying people now. Let me tell you who you're looking for. You're looking for people that have 3 attributes. All you need is 3 to be able to build a dynasty. 3 things. Number 1, you need to be willing. I can't force you to be successful. Sorry. You need to be willing. Number 2, you need to be coachable. I can't help you if you won't listen. This is a different business. I don't care how successful you've been in something else. This is unique. Building a global network of independent people that you have to influence, not, you don't have tools that normal employers have. Normal employer has a really simple tool. Do the work or you're fired.
That's right. Here
you don't have that tool. You have a volunteer army that you're trying to get to do a particular thing. And make sure that they're doing it compliantly, they're doing it properly. People need to be coachable. The third thing, they need to be hungry. And here's the good news. That's all you need. I don't care how successful you've been. I don't care what you've done before. I don't care if you failed 500 times. Doesn't matter. If you're willing, coachable, and hungry, that's all I need. I'm going to attach you right to my hip, and I'm going to mentor you until you become independent. You go build your own country. You go build your own dynasty, with or without me. That's what you're looking for. Okay? And it requires leadership. Leadership. And I don't have time to give you everything that I know about leadership because it would take a long time. But I will tell you, leaders speak in a different language than normal humans. And I will give you the language of leadership. It's 4 languages that they speak. And if you think about any great leader that you've got in your organization, here or anywhere, they speak in these 4 languages. And I would encourage you to learn how to speak in these languages. Okay? It's a new muscle for some of you. It's going to be a new muscle. But if you develop this muscle of speaking in these languages, there's nothing you can't do. Okay? The first language is the language of assignments. Assignments. You know what great leaders do? If they've got somebody on their team, they never have a conversation with that person without putting an assignment in the conversation. Because guess what? Most people have been trained to think like an employee their whole life. They need an assignment. They crave an assignment. Please tell me what to do. What do I do next? You need to become amazing at giving people the next assignment, the assignment that's going to serve them, the assignment that's going to help them grow, the assignment that's going to help them face their fear, the assignment that's going to move their business forward, the assignment that's going to help them get out of their own head, the assignment that's going to get them into more conversations, the assignment that's going to turn that introvert into not an extrovert, but an introvert who takes action anyway. I'm an introverted person. Okay? Introverts just lose energy in a crowd faster than extroverts do. And extroverts just gain energy in a crowd. Okay? Most of the top earners in network marketing are introverts. Isn't that weird? But they're situationally extroverted if their mission's big enough. So what assignment could you give an introvert to get out of their own head and go have another conversation? So the language of assignments, that's number one. The second language of leaders, think about a great leader, and they're not going to say, here's my assignment, but the assignment will show up in the conversation. I promise you. The second language is the language of challenge. I can sit down and talk to a person. If they tell me they're going to do one thing, no matter if you know me at all, you know that you tell me your goals. I'm going to say, that's fine, great, but how about this? What if you went higher? What if you did a little more? What if you invited some more people? What if you had more conversations? Whatever they're doing, challenge. And I found that great leaders challenging people all the time. And from the challenge, people rise to the challenge. So start to put challenge into your conversations. The third language of great leaders is story. Learning how to tell stories. Great leaders are just telling stories all the time. They're not giving facts very much. They're telling stories. Let me tell you about a story about a person who made a sacrifice and it paid off. Let me tell you a story about a person who lost their focus and they've suffered a great consequence. Let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a story. Examples and warnings. Let me tell you a story. I'm a doctor. Let me tell you a story about a doctor. I'm a teacher. Let me tell you a story about a teacher. I'm a businessman. Let me tell you a story about a businessman. They're always telling stories. Constantly. People remember stories, they forget facts. So great leaders learn to use that language. You're starting to see in the leaders that you respect these languages showing up. The fourth leadership language is the language of vision. Vision. Here's where we're going. Here's why it's important. Here's what's going to happen. Here's why the sacrifice is going to be worth it. Here's how we're going to change the world. Here's how we're going to liberate families. Here's why. Here's why. Here's why it's worth it. Here's why we can pay the price. Here's why. Let me tell you what I see. What are you going to have to do? A lot in the next 18 months. Is it a story of what you have? Or is it a story of what's to come? What's to come is the vision. So, when you think about a great leader, any great leader, put them in your mind. What's most of their language? Vision. Vision. The language of every great leader for thousands of years is there's a promised land and we can get there together. There's a better way and we can get there together. There's a better life, there's a better future, there's a better this, and we can do it. 1 + 1 adds up to 10. Let's go. Here's your assignment. Let me give you a challenge. Let me tell you a story. Let me give you my vision. And it's not enough just to repeat the vision of your leaders. You've got great leaders. It's not enough just to repeat the vision of your upline. You got to have a vision. What are you going to do when you go home? What are you going to do in Sweden? What are you going to do in your country, wherever it happens to be? What are you going to do? What's your vision? What do you see? Great leaders paint a picture in people's minds that gets so clear that it's easy to take action. You understand? You hungry? Where's the food? I hope you're starving. So listen, if you learn how to speak in these languages, let me tell you, next time you do a Zoom call, anybody occasionally do a Zoom call? Here's an assignment for you. Next time you do a Zoom call, put all 4 leadership languages in your next Zoom. Do not finish the Zoom without all 4 happening in that Zoom. An assignment, a challenge, a story, your vision. This is going to change your conversation. Because it's one thing to say, oh, we're early. We're early. We're on the ground floor. We're at the very beginning. You know how many times people heard that story? It's an old story. And there's a lot of wreckage sitting on the side of the road of people who got involved in those things. So that may work for you and it may not. You know what I mean? But here's what's always going to work. Here's what's always going to work, skills. You know what your asset is in this business? Your skills and your relationships. That's your asset. The network is everything. The network is everything. And right now, you'll never have a greater opportunity at market share inside of this company as you have right now. That's the name of the game. Market share.
Market share.
What percentage of this company is going to be you? What you can decide. Literally, really. It could be a rounding error. It could be 1%, 5%, 10%. Some of you could be 20%. Some of you could be 50%. Some of you could be 80%. Just from a decision. Some of you just need to make a decision. Decide how tough you're willing to be. Some of you came here to kick the tires. I know. Some of you are just speculating. I know. Some of you are just putting yourself in a position just in case this thing takes off. I know. I get it. But market share is everything. If you believe the company's going to go where they're going to go, and they're putting their money where their mouth is, they're doing serious stuff. They're partnered with spectacular people. If you believe that they're going to go where they're going to go, you have to just decide, how big of a piece do I want? And here's what I will tell you. It is a race. Now, it's a race in the jungle, so it's going to be weird, but it's still a race. Whoever talks to the most people is going to win. As you leave here, whoever talks to the most people is going to win. Another thing for your notes, all business is conversation. All business is conversation. You have to create more conversations within your team than any place else. Whoever talks to the most people is going to win. It's an education game. Get to more people faster. Every one of you should have 1,000 conversations in the next 10 days. Quick little training tip. Start 1,000 conversations in the next 10 days. You're like, well, what should I say? Hello. Start with hello. Hi, how are you? Every person on your phone, you should have a conversation. Every person in your social media, you should have a conversation with. Every person in your email, you should have a conversation with. Every person that you know that's not on any of those platforms, you should have a conversation with. Start with hello. The business, the opportunity to talk about the business will show up. Don't be one of those amateur fools who just shoots links out to everybody and won't have a conversation with anybody. Build relationship. Build relationship. Build trust. Build respect. And they'll listen to anything you've got. Okay? 1,000 conversations. Now, what if everybody in your team, as soon as they join, you showed them how to have 100 conversations? Just start 100 conversations. And you used to not be able to do that. I don't have my phone in my pocket. But now, on WhatsApp or Telegram or on social media or on SMS, whatever, you could just say, hey, what's up? Haven't seen you in a long time. How you doing? I miss your face. What's new? And start a conversation. Your job is to start them and keep them going. And because of technology, you can start them and keep them going. Soon we'll be able to have them in the metaverse, yes?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But for now, you've got, I know, they'd be amazing. I get it. Oh, they changed the game. Let go of that stuff.
Please.
It's a race. It's about market share. You got to get an army of people willing to have more conversations than other people are willing to have. That's how you win. That's how you get an army of people go chopping through that jungle. Instead of just a few of you, holding each other together to try and get through. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I have 3 messages for you to kind of wrap up. And let me tell you something. Before I give you these 3 messages, I want to tell you one thing. I'm actually very proud of you. I really am. Let me tell you why I'm proud of you. Because you're a first mover. You're an early adopter. You have more courage than the average person. You're willing to get on an airplane, and why are you here? Because somebody shared a vision with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you're here. So you're entrepreneurial, right? I admire that. Some of you are here because somebody dragged you here. I get it. Some of you are here because they said, if you love me, you'll go with me. Don't make me go to Dubai by myself. I understand. But for most of you, I admire you. I know it's not easy in a world filled with employee-minded people to think like an entrepreneur. They try to make you feel weird. They try to make you feel out of place. They try to make you feel like the ugly duckling. They try to make you feel... They try to plant seeds of doubt in you all the time. Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Maybe you should just get a job. Maybe you should let go of these dreams. Maybe you shouldn't think so big. Just pay your bills. Relax. When is enough enough? They try to make you feel guilty for following your dreams. They try to make you feel guilty for pursuing your purpose, the reason why you were put on this earth. Let them say what they will, but I will tell you, if nobody else at home is proud of you, just know that this guy is proud of you for the decisions you're making and the sacrifices that you're about to make. Give yourselves a round of applause, all right? It's not easy, this entrepreneur thing. 3 phrases for you quickly. First, You're in a company filled with vision, beyond vision. But every single one of you, including the millionaires and even the billionaires in the room, and I know they're here, you need to think bigger. Every single one of you need to think bigger. If I've learned anything, especially just like in the last 5 or 6 years, I've been playing so small. There's unlimited capacity if you'll give your mind imagination to go there. You've got to think bigger about what you want your network to be. You've got to think bigger about your legacy. You've got to think bigger about your purpose. You've got to think bigger about your contribution to the world. You've got to think bigger about what it's okay for you to have. You got to think bigger about the causes that you want to contribute to. You got to think bigger, every one of you. The world is not served by you playing small. You got to think bigger. Some of you are like, no, I'm just here to support. I'm just here to support my friend. You especially need to think bigger. Okay, I'm talking big. If it doesn't make you a little bit uncomfortable, okay? Let me give you a quick example, okay? I know I'm out of time, but I'm going to give you a quick example. If you have something in your notes, if you don't, take your phone, and I want you to put a number, a monthly number, that you feel like would be a successful number, like 12 months from today, in May of 2023, in that month, you're earning how much? $1 million a month. Put that number on your phone or write it down. Okay? It's important. Write it down or put it on your phone. Everybody play along with me. What's that number that you would consider a good year? Got it? Write it down, every one of you. No cheating, come on. Got your number? Now I want you to think about who do you need to become and what needs to happen for that number to become real. Now, I want you to double the number. Double the number, write it down. Because whatever your number is, somebody in this room is earning that. Whatever your double number is, somebody in this room is earning that. Okay? How many people that made you a little uncomfortable? Raise your hands if you're honest. A little uncomfortable, okay. Now I want you to double it again.
Wow.
Now I want you to own that number. I can't tell you how many, I coach about 300 people that make $1 million a year in network marketing. I coach about 12 people make $1 million a month or more in network marketing. Tens of thousands I've helped make 6 figures a year, okay? I can't tell you how many people have come up to me 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago and said, guess what? I wrote down my double that you did 4 years ago, and we were joking about it that it was completely ridiculous, and guess what? We just passed it.
Woo!
You have to give yourself permission to go there. You got your double number?
Yeah.
I want you to own that number. I want you to say, that number is mine. Okay? That number is mine. I'm going to make that number real. If it's not making you sweat a little bit,
Let's go.
I won't make you double it again, but think bigger, number one. Number two, now more than any other time, all of you need to be stronger. This is not a time for weak people. stronger than your upline, stronger than your circumstance, stronger than what your parents did or didn't do for you, stronger than your circle of friends, stronger than your team, stronger than the support from the company. Some of you are going to have to be the support instead of asking for support. Do you understand what I'm saying? Back in your country, you're going to have to be that ambassador instead of looking for another ambassador. You need to find the gear you didn't even know you had. You need to be stronger than you ever thought you could possibly be. You have it within you. Some of you have been hiding your strength to make other people feel better about themselves. You need to be stronger. This is a season of toughness. Okay? You got it. You just have to give yourself permission to go there. Last thing I will tell you is this. Now more than ever, is you need to move faster.
Mm-hmm.
Success loves speed. You gotta move. Velocity, acceleration, momentum. There's some people that are going to start this weekend building a dynasty. Other people are going to take 2 weeks. Other people are going to take 2 months. Other people are going to take never.
Mm-hmm.
Success loves speed. If you're going to do it, get it done. As soon as they make something available, whoever gets it first is going to win. As soon as they open up the land or the NFTs or whatever it's going to be, whoever gets it first is going to win. You have to develop a culture of speed. Go. Do it now. Not procrastination. I don't even believe in procrastination. All I believe is some people don't have the payoff strong enough in their mind in order to be able to take the action. And you know why they don't have the payoff strong enough in their mind? Somebody hasn't given them the vision that's strong enough to motivate them. So have the vision that's so strong and it creates more action. Success loves speed. You want to get a plane off the ground, whether you want to fly 10 miles or 10,000 miles, you've got to go 100% to get it off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
You got to move. So number one, right? You need to think bigger. Number two, you need to be stronger. Number three, you need to move faster. Now listen, last thing I will tell you and I'm done. There has never been a better time for network marketing than right now, this moment.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Never. Number two, there's never been a better time to be involved in a technology-based company.
Come on.
Inside of network marketing than right now, this moment. But being in the right place at the right time is not enough. You've got to be the right person. My challenge to you, my assignment to you, is to go home and be the person that inspires your community, your neighborhood, your city, your country, and the world. I love you all very much. Have a great night. I'll see you later on tonight at the gala. Mwah. Take care, everyone.
All right. Great talk. Great conversation. Fantastic.